Mollie Hemingway explains the mistake Gavin Newsom and other Dems keep making with Trump and how it will play in 2028. I haven't seen this video yet. I can't wait to hear what Mollie Hemingway has to say about it. But my take is Gavin Newsom, just to be anti-Trump, has to go against everything that Trump stands for. And the stuff that Trump stands for is widely popular with everyone in the United States. I mean, I talk about it time and time again, shutting down the borders, locking criminals away in prison and making our streets safer. I mean, getting rid of the woke ideology and all of these. I mean, there's so many things. And those are the 80-20, the 90-10, the 95% issues that the majority of Americans believe in. And just so they are anti-Trump, Democrats and like Gavin Newsom are going with the small percentage. And that's not going to win you any elections. But like I said, I don't know what Mollie Hemingway is going to say about it. We'll hear her take on it. We'll play the video. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway Pundit, and they report that conservative writer and pundit Mollie Hemingway of The Federalist, who I love her work over there at The Federalist, I read almost all her articles, appeared on Fox News this week and talked about Gavin Newsom's recent strategy of trying to imitate Trump and why that will not work in the 2028 general election. She also points out that Newsom and other Democrats keep making the same mistake in taking on Trump, not understanding that one of the main reasons Trump is popular is because people like the policies that he's putting in place. Newsom is particularly vulnerable on policy because of his record in California, which is all going to be examined if he runs for president. So let's get right to the clip here. Here we go.
Editor-in-Chief of The Federalist, Mollie Hemingway, joins us now. Mollie, what do you take of the Gavin Newsom meltdown? It seems very theatrical.
It's very theatrical, but it lacks substance, and that's kind of the entire problem that Democrats have right now. They look at how Donald Trump has a lot of popular appeal. Gavin Newsom has been trying to copy his communication style. He says that he's going to be meaner. He doesn't realize, and this is a mistake that a lot of people, critics of Trump, have made, whether they're on left and right, that people support Trump because they like the policies that he is pushing. And until Democrats figure out how to deal with that problem, that the policies that they are pushing are considered very toxic by a lot of Americans, they're not going to have greater electoral success.
You know, I just want to show you the polls, though. So people will say, well, Gavin Newsom, he's not going to make any gains. But so far, in this latest poll, Politico that put out, Newsom on the Democratic side leads Harris 25-19. Mayor Pete is 13, AOC is 10, and Walz is at the bottom. Can't believe he's even up there. So your thoughts about Newsom? He's probably saying, wow, the Dems like me. They really like me. So I'm going to keep this up.
Well, the problem is that what it takes to win the Democrat nomination, he's got down. He really understands that, and he should. He's the governor of California, which is a place where a lot of the left-wing base exists. But it's completely the opposite of what you need to have if you want to win a national election. And so he's catering to that far left fringe of his party, the ones that will give him that nomination. And then he's hoping that he can just pivot once he gets the nomination into being a somewhat more coherent, moderate person. The problem is he has that same issue that Kamala Harris had. In many ways, he's just like a white male version of Kamala Harris. The policies that he has embraced throughout his career, there's tape of that, and they can play it throughout the entire campaign.
Yeah, they also have numbers, and numbers don't lie. For example, when he took over in 2019, the homeless population was 151,000. He said he was going to get that down. He was going to attack the homeless situation. He increased it 23%. The state budget, he had a surplus of $21 billion. Good job. Oops, I'm looking now. He's now minus $11.8 billion. So usually when you go into a deficit from a massive surplus, that's bad. So if you're looking at the other side of the baseball card, he's doing pretty terrible. In terms of people leaving one of the finest states in the world. I mean, it's got so much to offer. Everybody had a California dream. Now it's a tax nightmare. In 2019, they lost 208,000. Now they have lost in his 5 years 1.67 million, the largest exodus from the state ever. This is a terrible record.
And Brian, you think about who those people are who are leaving. It's usually the middle class that has been just completely kicked out of California. And that's who you need to win a national election. That's who you need in Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. These policies have been very bad for California. He has been a vocal supporter of them throughout his career. But the one thing he does also have, he's willing to lie about it. So he's hoping that he can just lie about his record.
Well, you know what they're going to see, Molly? If they have a real primary, like the last one was really Obama against Hillary, he'll get on the stage and he'll get blasted. And he's got to have a real answer. And before he answers the Republicans and Donald Trump, who he's obsessed with, he's got to answer other Democrats who also want the nomination. Should be interesting. Mollie Hemingway, always great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Newsom is not going to be able to escape his record. He's going to continue to lie. The mainstream media, of course, is going to cover for his record. That he does have that going for him. The mainstream media is going to take his lies as truths. But the fact that so many people have fled the state of California on his watch speaks for itself. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.